It's very easy to break your arm, but it's very easy to not break your arm as well. Keep your elbow tucked in, face connected to your hand, and always pull backwards. As long as you do those, you should not hurt yourself. You're tall, so since we have a similar stance, our left foot is gonna go wide.
Now, do I want to line that up with anything? My foot?
You're gonna want both your hips at the beginning, and it's gonna change over time. Try to have both your hips touching the table. Okay. Now this is a big thing. Where you face your toes, where your right foot is facing, right now, because that's the primary foot, is gonna show where you're driving. Because you'll see in different matches, people have their feet different, completely separate. If your right foot is forward, that means you're setting up to push backwards. If your foot is to the right, that means you're setting up to push to the left.
Interesting.
Right? So you can tell a lot by what someone's gonna do based on where they set their feet and how they position their toes, like if they're going straight.
So this back foot I also want facing forward?
For right now, because we're gonna be doing safe arm wrestling and pulling straight backwards,
Gotcha.
I want you having your toes facing forward. Where your off foot, your left foot in this case, is where that's facing, is where your shoulders want to end up. If I have this facing out, you naturally want to twist.
Okay.
To straighten out, right? So we want these toes facing forward, so we're not trying to twist sideways too much.
Interesting. Okay, so right now we'll start both feet forward, and then just that front foot on the actual part of it.
Elbow somewhere in the middle, and now we're gonna start squeezing that chest already. Now this is I already know 100%. This is gonna be the biggest hurdle that we're gonna run into. Okay. Is getting you tight.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. You should feel your pec activating. You're trying to mush that elbow in.
Okay, yep.
Right?
Yep.
That should pretty much always be activated, your chest. But the biggest thing that influences a match, an arm wrestling match, is dominating the hand and getting the hand to look the way you want it. Step one is establishing your hand. Now, since we're gonna go into hooking, we're trying to establish a hook. Now, hooking means you're going to be cupping your wrist in and making my wrist right here touch your wrist. That's how you got it. When you feel my wrist collide with your wrist like that, that means you have successfully cupped your wrist in.
Okay. So when it's actually starting, this would be a start position here, so I can't immediately go to that.
Yeah,
so the referee is going to try to move everything. Okay.
But never go back behind that because you're putting yourself in a deficit. Now, there's 3 joints in arm wrestling. There's your shoulder, your elbow, and then we'll call hand and wrist just one joint.
Okay.
Right? I know there's a lot of mini joints in there, but let's call it one.
Yep.
So all you do is you learn how to isolate and attack those 3 joints. So to attack my shoulder, you would slide your elbow across the pad. That gets me outside my shoulder.
Makes sense.
Right? So I'm outside my shoulder, and you would slide your elbow back. Open my arm up. Yep.
So the more that I can open that angle, the more bicep you have to use.
Right, or just whatever elbow flexor.
Okay.
Yeah, the more you pull back, you're gonna open that up. Then to expose my hand or wrist, then you'd either cup more to open my palm up more, or you would roll backwards, and that would open my wrist up. Right, so if you've done everything correctly, I'm outside my shoulder line, my bicep is opened up, and my wrist is exposed.
So this is the probably one of the weakest spots you could get into.
Exactly, because everything failed right at this point. Then, if you've done everything correctly, you've attacked all 3 of those joints, then step 3 is pin, and you just lean sideways into it.
So I would now with that, it's more of a back here.
Always pulling backwards. Guys, try to put your male parts underneath the middle of the table and touch the middle of the table. Meaning, when you're dipping down, we're not going butt out, we're going that underneath the middle of the table.
So you're putting a lot
I'm going way down underneath, I'm pulling backwards, right?
That's crazy. All right.
And so,
it makes sense because I've already kind of been thinking that a little bit about like, okay.
You're squeezing a lot. Arm wrestling isn't about squeezing. Think of your hand like a cage.
Okay.
The more you get the bars of that cage around the back of my hand, the better. Now just keep it rock solid and then wrist curl. But if you start gripping it as tight as you can, that means you're losing coverage. We want to have good coverage, right? So if I feel you squeezing as tight as you can, then when I go like that, or if I push forward and go around, you're going to be losing surface area. Okay. So I'm thinking of, I make my hand a cage like this, it doesn't move, and then I just wrist curl. Everything.
So like you said, getting your fingers back on my hand is bad. No, I don't want your hip.
Oh yeah, you don't want that, yeah.
So I would like to ideally get my fingers kind of covering you up here,
right,
and get around.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I like it. So I'm gonna try to still do the same thing. Shoulder, elbow comes forward, and then I get you here.
So our fight will probably be center table, mostly while I try to resist you cupping your wrist in, if I can resist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it'd be like we're gonna in the start position.
There it goes. You're going there. I feel you going into my hand.
Okay. So from here,
see, why aren't you going? I should feel you going up into my fingers, backwards.
Got it.
Everything's
so even
back.
more. So I'm trying to hang on to your thumb too much.
Stay on this side till you go all the way to the back, and then go sideways.
Okay. So this is my path.
Yeah, I want you for this one because I want you exploiting just hammer curling and yanking the elbow back until you get my hand busted all the way out.
So don't worry, again, like you're saying, don't worry about locking into your thumb.
I'm holding on to you.
Got it, okay. So I'm trusting that you're going to try to hook me.
Yeah.
And that you're going to hang on here.
Right.
Okay.
And if I was a top roller, then all we do is we both start the motion, we both slip, and we go straight.
Got it.
That's exactly what happens with top roller versus top roller. Okay, straight up. There we go. My fingertips, and my thumb should disappear once you start going. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna try to go. Yeah. Like, yeah. Taking my wristband back. Keep on back towards your face. Back towards your shoulder. There you go. That's you getting it. Now you finish everything. Elbow, slide that thing. There you go. Now lean on the back. Lean back up. Not get forward. Nice. Your first intuition was to push back in my palm.
It was.
Scooch back up.
I like it. Okay.